Our next vendor is based out of Lahaina. She specializes in landscape and portrait photography. All photos are taken here on Maui and printed on unique surfaces, including slate and acrylic, as well as on surfboards and recycled materials. With me is Beth Lottie of Maui Memories Photography. Aloha, Beth.
Aloha, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. These are gorgeous. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your company. How did you get started? Obviously, you are a very talented photographer.
Thank you. My husband was actually having some heart issues, and so in order to get him out of a stressful work environment and get him into something a little bit better, I came up with the idea of selling photography. And so that's what he does full time, is he actually sells all of my photography at local craft fairs.
How long have you always had an interest in photography? Have you been taking photographs since you were young, or?
No, honestly, I just started when I moved to Maui 6.5 years ago, and
You're kidding.
no, yeah.
So was it just the beautiful natural surroundings of Maui that inspired you to begin taking pictures?
Yes, absolutely. And I've actually come to fall in love with all the trees that Maui has to offer. So 90% of my photos have some sort of tree in them.
Oh, how interesting. Why this affinity for trees?
They just speak to me for some reason, and they're just beautiful. And I don't know, but my eye just goes directly to them.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you said that you began the business when your husband was having health issues. Now, how long ago was that?
He's been having health issues for the last 4 years, and so last summer was when we decided to come up with this business.
Oh, so this business is only about a year or so old.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's in its infancy.
It
Thank you so
is.
much for joining us. Well, tell us more about your products. I can see here, because I'm sitting right next to them, that you have them printed on a variety of surfaces.
Yes, so the little ones here are printed directly on slate. Those are our coasters. And then the larger pieces are all printed directly onto acrylic. So for this process, it's printed on the back of the acrylic, which gives it more of a depth to the image. And then it's backed with aluminum to protect the photograph on the back.
They are so vivid. It's just amazing to me. I love the photo that's obviously taken underneath a pier.
Yes, under Mala Pier.
That's Mala?
It is Mala.
Ah. Are most of your photographs taken from the west side?
90% of them, yes.
Fascinating. Now, and I see, except for the Mala Wharf photo, you do have trees in all of these.
I do.
You especially like coconut trees.
Yes.
Have you taken a bunch of photos of the banyan tree?
I do,
And,
yes. I have a couple of the banyan tree.
Lovely. Now, what made you decide to? I can see, the acrylic. It just everything pops. But why did you choose slate?
I like that it gives a waterfall effect onto the actual coaster and the slate instead of just stopping, so that the ink actually bleeds off the edge, which I think gives it a very unique feel.
It does. The textured look is really nice. And I take it slate makes good coasters.
Yes, perfect coasters.
Do you print larger photographs on slate, or are all of your slate pieces coaster sized?
I can do larger on slate. They just become more fragile the larger you go.
The slate itself, because I
Yes.
guess you have to do it on a pretty thin.
Yes.
Where do you get the slate from?
So we use a local printer in Lahaina, and he is the one that provides us with all of the slate.
Ah, and the acrylic, do you use the same printer?
Yes.
For that process?
We do, yes. And so it's all HD museum quality ink that he uses. So it won't fade if your print is in the sun. It will last you years and years.
Oh, that's nice to know. So you can hang one of these beautiful photographs right there in your living room, even if it gets sun every day. They'll never fade.
They will never fade.
That is just amazing. Now, this display, does this represent all of the sizes of photographs that you that you have to offer?
No, we have an array of sizes. So the smallest obviously are going to be the 4x4 slates, and then I can go, the largest one that I did was 48 by 100 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That
size
must have
does
been
not matter.
Must have been a beautiful
It
landscape.
was. It was of the West Maui Mountains with two whales in it.
Oh,
It was
gorgeous.
amazing, yeah.
I'm just fascinated because these photos are so artistic. They're so beautiful, and you didn't even start taking photos until you got here 6 years ago.
Yep, that's correct.
Well, since then, have you taken any formal training or classes, or are you still operating on instinct and natural talent?
All instinct. Yeah, all instinct. I haven't actually taken any training.
Wow. Did you study visual art of any kind in your youth?
Nope, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's crazy.
When did you realize you had this gift?
It was actually this photograph here, the one with the single palm tree, that I noticed that I had some sort of a talent, and that was the photo that actually got us started. I printed it and hung it in our house, and everybody who came over thought that I had purchased it from a local gallery, and I was like, no, that's actually my photograph, and that's how it all began.
So do you have like one of those super duper cameras, or is this your smartphone?
That one was actually my smartphone, but I did buy a real camera.
A professional,
I did buy a professional
quality camera. The intro here says you specialize in landscape and portrait photography.
So we're just dabbling into portrait photography now that tourists are coming back. So we'll be starting that up soon.
And so do you do your portrait sittings outdoors, I take it?
Outdoors, beachside, very casual, just very fun environment.
And if someone were to call you and commission you to do portraiture for a special occasion or wedding photos or something, then would you then produce them on the acrylic?
I would. That's what I would suggest for them to do. It's going to be their photograph, but I would suggest they go with the acrylic because it will last forever.
Right. And you really don't want that lumpy textural effect on your face.
Right.
Even if you wanted to put your photos on coasters.
Right.
These are just, they're just breathtaking. Beautiful. Do you have any aspirations to expand your business, maybe beyond Maui, beyond landscape photography, or?
So we're actually turning the business into a brand, and I don't want to go into too much depth on that because we haven't really announced everything that we're doing, but we are going to be incorporating a lot more things to the business within the next year.
How exciting. Well, I take it from the name of your company, Maui Memories, that you are pretty much focused toward the visitor industry and helping folks preserve their wonderful memories of Maui.
Yes, exactly.
So you started last summer, and then a few months later we get hit by this pandemic. That must have just been devastating to you and your husband.
It was devastating. Everything completely stopped for us. I got furloughed from my full-time job. He was no longer able to set up in the local craft fairs. And so we actually just started taking photographs with no visitors here because you don't get that opportunity to actually showcase Hawaii without the visitors. So it was kind of amazing at the same time. It was tragic but amazing at the same time.
That's the silver lining to the COVID cloud.
Yes.
You got to get out there and take all of these beautiful undisturbed photographs of nature. Do you also do water photography, underwater photography?
A little bit. No, I haven't gotten too into that yet.
These are just gorgeous. And I see, as I said earlier, this is mostly west side. What about Haleakala?
You know, I have a couple from up there, but I haven't really liked how they turned out yet, so I have to get back up there and do it again.
You should, before all the visitors get here.
I need to.
Just gorgeous. Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to commission you for portraiture, how could they do that?
They could call me directly. They could email me through our website. They can find us on Facebook. There's all different ways to find me.
And that would be under Maui Memories Photography.
Yes, correct. MauiMemoriesPhotography.com. Actually, I'm sorry, it's MauiMPhotography.com. Find me on Facebook on Maui Memories Photography. Instagram is Maui Memories Photography 0910. All sorts of places.
Are you doing any marketing through visitor publications or online as we prepare to welcome back, hopefully, more and more visitors?
We are looking into that currently. We haven't gotten into anything permanently yet for that.
Okay, and I'm sure that you don't exclusively do visitor traffic, so
No.
local folks, could they ask you to come and photograph beach picnics, first baby luau's and so forth?
Anything they would want, I would be more than happy to do that for them.
Now, does your husband help you on the shoots as well?
Yeah, he's the helper. I always say I'm the talent, and he's just there. So
He's your roadie,
Yeah.
and and he helps set up all the equipment
Yep.
and so forth. So I'm assuming you have a vendor booth in the virtual marketplace
Yes,
this weekend.
correct. Yes.
So if folks wanted to purchase something this weekend, they can do that then. But after the festival has concluded, is it best to go to the website
it would be best to go directly to the website, and then they can actually purchase the size of the photo that they want, and then it would get shipped directly to them.
I'm guessing that this coaster here, being that first photo that got you started, that is probably your favorite photographic image.
It's one of my favorites, yes.
Do you have other favorites, other favorite locales besides a sunset, palm tree, beach?
Yeah, so I love Under the Pier, and I know that so many photographers have taken that photo, but I think the water in that is just super gorgeous, and it just makes the pier really pop. And then this photograph here, the little one right next to you, the sky was just on fire that night. So, I mean, how can you not like that photo?
Gorgeous. Do you specifically go out on photo missions now?
Yes and no. Sometimes we do, and then it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. And then, like this particular night, we were doing yoga on the beach, and that was the sunset that we got. And so yoga had to stop, and a million photos came out of that.
Do you carry your camera with you everywhere you go, all the time?
Yes, everywhere we go.
Don't want to miss an opportunity.
Right, you just never know.
I can imagine. My goodness. Well, that means your husband has to come with you everywhere you go,
That's
so he
right.
can carry all that equipment,
right.
right? Your favorite time of day? Is it sunset?
It is sunset, because they're never the same. It's always different.
You imagine maybe one of these days you'll go up for the sunrise at Haleakala,
Yes.
the other end of the day?
Yes, I would love to.
Are there any other photographic dreams, goals that you would like to pursue at some point? I'm talking about maybe a certain location or anything else that you haven't yet photographed but you would like to.
I would really love to get some dolphins and more whale shots. I think that those would be amazing.
So you got to book yourself on a bunch of sunset cruises.
Yes.
Yes, and now that the whales are back, now would be a good time
Yep.
to do that.
So that is my goal.
Thank you so much, Beth, for coming and bringing your beautiful works of art with you to showcase here at the 7th Annual Hawaiian Airlines Made in Maui County Festival. I would imagine this is the first one you're participating
This is
in?
our very first, yes.
And I'm sure it won't be the last. So again, remind us of the names of your website as well as your Facebook pages.
So the website is MauiMPhotography.com, and Facebook is Maui Memories Photography. Instagram is also Maui Memories Photography 0910.
Thank you so much for joining us, Beth.
Thank you, Kathy.